Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with Colton, who's right here in the area. And a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of Colton today, and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
If you want the peace of mind that your next pre-owned vehicle is the best it can be, you want Honda True, and you only find it at Danny Manholt Rushmore Honda. Our Honda certified pre-owned vehicles are thoroughly inspected and backed by 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage, up to 2 complimentary oil changes, 24/7 roadside assistance, inspection report, and 3-day exchange. You simply can't buy the wrong vehicle. Search our inventory at honda-true.com or see us at Denny Manholt Rushmore Honda. If you want
limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
Star Spangled Batter on Jackson Boulevard in Rapid City, South Dakota. Famous for their delicious cakes, cupcakes, and other tasty baked goods. But did you know they're the only bakery in town to offer free consultations? Not to mention free samples when planning your big or small wedding. They also take special orders for that special party for that special someone. Check out their daily specials on Facebook or call ahead to grab some goodies for the office on your way to work. Star Spangled Batter is a proud sponsor of Rapid City sports and activities on liveticket.tv.
Would you buy your insurance from a cartoon character?
What's up, Doc?
Cartoons are good for a laugh, but when you're in an accident or you need your home covered and need help, it's no laughing matter. That's why you need a real person, like Lance at Van Z Insurance Associates. It's not just simple insurance either. Lance has you covered with home, life, auto, and business. Van Z Insurance is your place to call. Stop by today or give Lance a call at 605-393-2399.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today. Your first.
Belly Brothers Auto Tech is the bark of the town. Belly Brothers is one of the top-rated local auto shops in South Dakota. From an oil change to transmission repairs, they'll treat your car with exceptional service at reasonable rates, with plenty of financing options also available. Holding an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau since 2008, Belly Brothers will get your tail wagging. And visit Jennifer Young next door for your tax accounting needs.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved. Because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name. When you ask,
we all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change. We all want to be.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Belly Brothers Auto Tech is the bark of the town. Belly Brothers is one of the top-rated local auto shops in South Dakota. From an oil change to transmission repairs, they'll treat your car with exceptional service at reasonable rates, with plenty of financing options also available. Holding an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau since 2008, Belly Brothers will get your tail wagging. And visit Jennifer Young next door for your tax accounting needs.
Our record-breaking end-of-the-year sale brought us a lot full of great trade-ins at Danny Manholt Rapid Chevrolet. Choose from over 300 used trucks and SUVs, Fords, GMCs, Rams, imports, and more. Many late-model local trades, plus used and certified pre-owned Chevys with qualified credit. Buy with no money down and make no payments until April. 16 local and national lenders available and all applications accepted. Shop the Black Hills' best selection at Danny Manholt Rapid Chevrolet or DannyManholtRapidChevrolet.com. Our record-breaking...
Now that we're in the final quarter of the year, it's time to start thinking about the 2022 tax year. W-2s and 1099s are scheduled to be out in January, but don't worry, Jennifer Young's Bookkeeping Services has you covered. They stay on top of the ever-changing tax laws impacting small businesses and corporations. Jennifer Young's Bookkeeping has your best interests at heart. Don't wait until the last minute. Get a head start on your 2022 taxes. Call Jennifer Young or go to jenniferyoungsbookkeeping.com or find her on Facebook.
Family is the fabric of who we are. The generations that came before us and the ones that will carry on after. At Monument Health, we're dedicated to these communities because they're our communities. We're committed to building the healthcare system of tomorrow with medical knowledge and expertise you can trust, close to home. Here to care, here to connect, here for you, today and tomorrow. Monument Health.
Alternative Fuel Coffee House, located in downtown Rapid City, has been a staple since 2006, offering an espresso bar, smoothie bar, and more. If food is what you're looking for, check out their menu. Using local ingredients for their drinks and recipes is their way of showing how important shopping local is. Come in and visit them during skating and patio season for the best coffee experience in town. Who's filling up your cup? Alternative Fuel Coffee House. Looking to spruce things up for dinner tonight? Order online or buy the Inferno's Food by Fire app for your best meal in Rapid City. Inferno's has the best Stonefire signature pizzas, sandwiches, and fresh salads. Build your own pizza all while watching the latest high school or NFL action. Even better, receive a 10% discount off your next order when you mention Live Ticket. That's at Inferno's Food by Fire.
If you want the peace of mind that your next pre-owned vehicle is the best it can be, you want Honda True. And you only find it at Danny Manholt Rushmore Honda. Our Honda certified pre-owned vehicles are thoroughly inspected and backed by 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage, up to 2 complimentary oil changes, 24/7 roadside assistance, inspection report, and 3-day exchange. You simply can't buy the wrong vehicle. Search our inventory at honda-true.com or see us at Danny Manholt Rushmore Honda. If you want the people...
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Looking for a great used truck or SUV? Danny Menholt Toyota has them. Shop a great selection of half-ton trucks and SUVs, imports and domestics, brands like Ford, GMC, Subaru, Nissan, Jeep, and more. Plus, the area's best selection of used Toyotas, Toyota certified pre-owned. Buy with no money down, get financing on the spot with qualified credit. If we don't have exactly what you're looking for, we'll find it for you in our network of dealerships. See us at Danny Menholt Toyota or DannyMenholtToyota.com. Looking for a great...
When it comes to protecting what matters most, keep it simple. Insure your car and home with Farm Bureau and you'll have a combined policy with one deductible that can cover it all. That means faster claim resolution and less hassle. Plus, you can save money in the long run. It's the quick way back to normal, because with Farm Bureau, you've got an agent who can make things right when things go wrong. Farm Bureau agents make insurance simple.
Call me, Tom Berger, your Farm Bureau agent in Rapid City, at 348-3470.
Owned and operated by veterans, Black Mountain Painting provides interior, exterior, residential, and commercial painting services. With over 12 years of experience and a team of trusted paint experts, they bring the highest standard of work to the Black Hills area. They provide interior and exterior painting and custom staining needs. So if you have painting or staining needs inside or out, give Black Mountain Painting a call for your free quote today. 605-661-8612.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Danny Menholt Rapid Chevrolet is looking for a few great folks to join our team. We have immediate openings for automotive techs and body shop techs. We offer a family-owned environment, state-of-the-art equipment and facilities, tool assistance, tuition reimbursement, training, paid vacation, 401k, health, dental, and vision insurance, and of course, a very competitive salary. If you're looking for a fresh start, apply in person at Danny Menholt Rapid Chevrolet or apply online at DannyMenholtRapidChevrolet.com under the Dealer Info Employment tab. Danny Menholt.
You're doing a lot. Maybe you're starting a family, building a home, growing a business. Security First Bank knows your life is constantly changing. And while our commitment remains constant, we're changing too, with tools, technology, and new products from people you trust. For all the ways you're changing and all the things you're doing, we're the bank. Security First Bank. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show here at Carroll Hire Gymnasium in Rapid City with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham, getting you set for the tip-off this afternoon between the Rapid City Stevens Raiders and the Huron Tigers. The Raiders are 3-8 on the season. They're 3-5 here at home, while the Huron Tigers are 4-6 on the season. They're 1-3 on the road this year. They picked up that first road win yesterday as they defeated Rapid City Central. As we move along, we'll take a look at our players to watch as we look at this matchup. Today's players to watch is powered by High Plains Physical Therapy and Aquatic Therapy Center. Remember, you have a choice on who to see for physical therapy in Rapid City. With a state-of-the-art facility and one-on-one personalized treatment, get started at highplainspt.com. Dean, who should we be watching for both of these teams this afternoon?
Well, probably the biggest thing is going to be the matchup down low. We kind of alluded to it in our keys to the game, and it goes right into our players to watch. We know Daylor Seagrass is going to do his thing. Unfortunately, he does a whole lot in a little bit of time, and then there's not much after that. But I think it's really going to come down to the inside game of Nash Sobczak for the Raiders and how he matches up against the Huron Tigers and Rylan Zavinsky, 6'3" senior. The two seniors going after each other. That inside presence, what is it going to do? It could that two matchup, how it goes, which favor it goes, is how I think the game is going to go.
And that's our players to watch, being powered by High Plains Physical Therapy and Aquatic Therapy Center. Remember, you have a choice on who to see for physical therapy in Rapid City with a state-of-the-art facility and one-on-one personalized treatment. Get started at highplainspt.com. We want to look at our score real quickly. Of course, Rapid City Stevens girls, they're across the state taking on the Huron Tigers right now. And at halftime, it's Rapid City Stevens 32 and the Huron Tigers 25. So what a season it's been for Rapid City Stevens girls basketball team as they picked up their 10th win last night. And they just seem to be, carrying on from where they were last year.
Right, they're just you lose some players, you lose some significant players, and you think what's gonna happen with this organization. But they've got plenty of young talent, they've got plenty of mid-range talent, some senior talent as well, and Coach Dana bringing those gals together. And again, they're just playing well, playing good, hard-nosed basketball.
They are. We kind of thought or felt at the beginning of the season, losing those three big players in Jada McNabb, Bailey Sobczak, and Jenna McNabb. No, Jada McNabb, and then Jaden Madkins.
Right.
There we go.
Yep.
We kind of thought losing those big three, not really having any height, but they seem to just be putting it together.
Yeah, I definitely are. Isabel Higgins does a lot of inside. Talia Porter does kind of both, a little bit of everything. She's got great defense. She can drive the lane. She can shoot the ball. She can rebound. And then it's still got good, aside from her even, they've got good guard play as well.
Absolutely. So we'll try to update you by the end of our broadcast this afternoon, the final score of the Rapid City Stevens girls game. Also, Rapid City Central girls playing in Mitchell this afternoon. And then the Central boys, they're hosting Mitchell, so we'll try to get you all those scores before the end of our broadcast this afternoon. Well, we are going to step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll look at the starting lineups, and we'll get you set for the tip-off here at Carroll Hire Gymnasium. We'll return in 2 minutes right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City and online at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Individuals attend clinics, regional meetings, complete rules meetings, and take tests in preparation for the sports season. During the season, these dedicated men and women take time away from their personal schedules and families to provide opportunities for the thousands of student athletes that participate in activities. We thank you for your continued dedication to the sports you officiate. Let's all please stand and show your appreciation by giving a big round of applause for these outstanding officials.
South Dakota High School Activities Association is devoted to promoting positive sportsmanship throughout the school year. We encourage student athletes, coaches, and spectators to all be positive leaders, role models, and set good examples for all in attendance. the school year.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for our national anthem. We remind all in attendance that proper respect is to face the flag, remove your hat or cap, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may salute the flag. Please join in singing along with our national anthem. It's not it. Now introducing the Raider cheerleaders.
And welcome back to Carroll Higher Gymnasium on this snowy Saturday afternoon with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham. Thanks for joining us. Also, thanks for watching the stream if you're catching that on GoRaidersLive.com as well. Some other scores real quick before we get to the starting lineup for today's matchup. At halftime, it's Mitchell 33, Rapid City Central 24 in boys basketball action. So the Colonels 33, Rapid City Central 24 in boys basketball. Also at halftime in girls basketball, it's Mitchell 28, Rapid City Central 18. So just a couple of scores to pass along real quickly. Now we'll take a look at today's starting lineup. Today's starting lineups are built by Connect Home Center. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumber yard since 1928. The starting lineup for the Huron Tigers looks like this. Number 10, Dylan Lichty, a 5'10 senior guard. Number 23, Mason Davis, a 6'4 senior guard. Number 24, C.J. Gainey, a 5'11 junior. Number 30, Blake Elwine, a 6'6 freshman guard, averaging 8.4 points per game. And number 32, Rylan Zaveski, a 6'3 senior guard, and he's averaging 24.2 points per game. Head coach for the Huron Tigers is Tim Budenhagen. Now for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, their starting lineup looks like this. Number 2, Hayden Gebhardt. He is a 6'2 senior guard. Number 3, Caden Dowling, a 5'9 senior guard. Number 5, Nash Sobzak. He stands 6'4" and a senior. Number 11, Daylor Segrist, had 21 points last night in that loss to Mitchell. Daylor is a 6'2 sophomore guard. And then number 22, Madinko Holly, a 6'4 junior forward. Head coach for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders in his 8th year is Chris Stabner. And that was today's starting lineups. They're being built by Connect Home Center. Let's meet the officials. The law on the court is brought to us by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Today's officials are Bo Garcia, D'Amico Rodriguez, and Landon Arnold. Here come the Raiders in their blue uniforms with the white numbers, and the Huron Tigers in their white uniforms with the orange numbers. In the middle, it will be Blake Elwine jumping against Madinko Holly. There's the tip. It's controlled by the Raiders going from left to right, and this game is underway. Here's Caden Dowling, hands the ball off to Gebhardt. Gebhardt, top of the key. Picks up his dribble, passes the ball, it goes to Segrist, back to Dowling. Dowling over to Sobzak on the right side. Back out front, they'll reverse it. They go to Segrist on the left wing. Segrist wants to drive the baseline. Gets the ball to Holly. Holly puts up the shot. It was contested. No good. Coming away with it is Elwine. They push the ball into the front court. The ball is loose, rolls out of bounds, and the Raiders come away with it.
Yeah, that's the 6'4" Mason Davis there coming in, and I got to correct myself. He was the one who shot well yesterday, but he got the big block today.
Caden Dowling the basketball on that right wing. Cross-court pass to Gebhardt. Gebhardt looking inside. They get the ball to Dowling. He shoots from the free throw line. That one off the mark, no good. Rebound into the hands of Zaveski. He gets into the front court, has the ball knocked out of his hands, and Nash gets the steal. They go to Segrist now into the front court to Gebhardt in the corner. Gebhardt drills out to the wing. Now around the perimeter, back to the top of the key. They give the ball to Sobzak. Over to Dowling. Caden Dowling to Segrist in that right corner. Segrist back to Gebhardt. Scoreless in this ball game. A little over a minute gone by. Segrist drives the right baseline. He's cut off. There's the baseline pass to Sobzak. He'll shoot the three. That one's off the mark, no good. Segrist gets the rebound, puts up the shot, still no good. Holly the offensive rebound, and Holly is going to put in the easy jumper.
Good job at counting the boards there, Holly. Just the Raiders in general, that's what they need. They got to be able to box out. They're still using their athleticism.
There's a long three-pointer there for number 23, Mason Davis, as he gives the Huron Tigers the lead by 1, 3-2, with 6:18 to go here in quarter number 1.
Again, he knocked down 3 threes in the first quarter yesterday against Central.
Dowling to the right elbow. They go to Segrist, and he gets the basket.
The Raiders did not have a field goal in that first quarter. All they had were 4 free throws.
4-3, the Raiders back on top. Here's Zabinski. He's going to shoot the three. That one is short, no good. Sobzak chases down the loose ball. Sobzak to Segrist. He'll work his way in the front court. Top of the key, dribbles to the right side, takes a step back. They give the ball to Sobzak. Sobzak to Gebhardt. Back to Sobzak as he steps it up. Into the left corner, it's Dowling the basketball. Dowling to Sobzak. Thought about a three. Instead, he passes up. They're going to go to Dowling on the right wing. Dowling back out front to Gebhardt. He'll fire a three. That one off the side of the rim, no good. Segrist gets the rebound and puts it in for 2.
That's a great job. He just snuck right in there, saw the shot go up right in between. The Huron Tigers not boxing out and allowing Segrist to get that.
Here's Mason Davis for a 3 from the left side, no good. The rebound into the hands of the Huron Tigers. C.J. Gainey, his shot is no good, and now the Raiders come away with it. In the front court, it's going to be Sobzak. They work it around the perimeter over the right side to Segrist. Taylor Segrist to Holly. He's wide open for the 3. Shot's no good. Trying to hit the rebound was Zaveski. Just got a tip of it. Goes off his fingertips and out of bounds.
Yeah, rebounding is really an art form. You got to, A, be able to read the ball off the rim, tendencies, what have you like that. And B, as the ball goes up, you got to know where your player's at. You can't watch the ball go in. You got to find your player first, then find the ball.
Here's Caden Dowling. He'll shoot a 3 from the corner. No good. Segrist, another offensive rebound, and 6 points now for Taylor Segrist. We always said we didn't see him right away in the ball game. He's proving us wrong here this afternoon.
Yeah, maybe he woke up. Maybe he heard our pregame show. Maybe that was it. Either way, and Coach Budenhagen was not happy about it, and that's what we were just talking about, rebounds. They're basically not finding him. What happens is, and you got to teach this to your kids, the ball goes up in the air. You have a tendency, oh, no, here's a shot. Let's watch that shot. And you keep your eyes there while somebody else is knifing in trying to, get a rebound, and you're not putting a body on a body. You're not getting that box out. The Raiders habitually this year, I'll just say this year, I'm not going to talk about years past, they're kind of habitually doing it this year. Huron Tigers struggling with that as well. So we may see quite a few offensive rebounds today.
On the State Farm scoreboard, 4:47 remaining in the first quarter. Rapid City Stevens leading Huron 8-3. Again, Huron winning yesterday over Rapid City Central. This is going to be Rogers. He wants to drive. Dawson Rogers. Now he's looking inside from that right corner. Nowhere to go with the basketball. Now he gets it to Zavinsky. He's falling down, and they're going to get a foul on Nash Sobzak, I think. Him or Madika Holly.
Yeah, it's on Sobzak. I'm not sure. He must have. It looked like he kind of pulled the chair out from under him, but then I don't know if he grabbed him. And I think Coach Stabner's not happy with that one.
That'll be number 1 on Nash Sobzak. First team foul against the Raiders. Still talking. the pass. There's Gainey. He'll shoot the three. And C.J. Gainey knocks down the tray. 2-point Raider lead, 8-6 with 4:20 remaining. Segrist puts up the floater in the paint, and 8 points now for Daylor Segrist.
Boy, that's just it's so frustrating for a coach. You're like, you can't let him dribble drive right in the middle of the paint.
Gainey shoots another three. That one's an air ball. Sobzak comes away with it. They go to Segrist in the front court. Right side to Gebhardt. Drives the baseline, trying to get it inside. The ball is loose. Segrist chases it down. Segrist in the paint. Bounce pass to Holly. Holly puts up the shot. And we're going to get a pushing foul on Huron.
Yeah, it's going to be on the floor. They're going to wave off the shot there. But Holly did a great job. Again, Coach Boynikin's like, guys, why are we letting these guys get inside?
Caden Dowling will trigger it in. They go to Sobzak. Sobzak to Holly. Holly back to Sobzak. Now right side at Segrist. Segrist to Madinko. Holly wide open for three from the corner. That one off the mark, no good. C.J. Gainey grabs the rebound. Gainey works his way into the front court. There's the pass to Zavinsky. Puts up the shot, and he will get the basket +1 for Rylan Zaveski.
Great job. Great transition that time by the Huron Tigers. They did that fairly well yesterday against the Cobblers. Frustrating, Coach Hay, plenty of times when you don't get back. Well, frustrating any coach. You don't get back on D, that quick transition. You know, when that shot goes up, you have one of two choices. You either crash the board, get a rebound, or you get back on defense. The free throw by Zaveski is no good. 3:33 remaining in the first quarter. 10-8, Rapid City Stevens leading on the State Farm scoreboard. Raider basketball, Segrist right side to Hayden Gebhardt. Gebhardt works it they work it down low to Caleb Brooks. He gets position, puts up a tough shot, no good. The ball's tapped around, and now the ball is going to be stolen back by Sobzak. Sobzak to Brooks. And we're going to get a whistle against Huron. Very physical in the post there. Yeah, everybody wants the ball right there. They're getting after it. It looked like it looked like Sobzak had an opportunity with it, and he couldn't come up with it. As like you said, hands just battling everywhere there.
Number 12, Gavin Moding, called for that first foul. Second team foul. Here's Caden Dowling driving that left baseline. He's going to be pushed a little bit there by Rylan Zaveski. That's going to be his first third-team foul against the Tigers.
Interesting, the matchup. The Tigers have been playing zone here, so it's a little hard to get that matchup. But, Zavinsky against Dowling, you got the big guy coming out playing on the perimeter.
Number 4, Will Dortch checks in for Stevens. Raider basketball. Nash Sobzak dribbles around the perimeter. Gets the ball to Dowling, top of the key. Caden Dowling wants to drive, dishes off to Segrist. He'll shoot the quick three. That one off the mark, no good. Rebound into the hands of Moding. Moding chases down the loose ball. Gets rid of the ball. He goes to Mason Davis. Davis in the front court. Davis throws it behind Zaveski. So Huron, needing to protect the basketball a little bit here. They work it inside. In the low post, the shot is up. It is no good. That was Zaveski who tried to put it over Sobzak, but Sobzak stayed vertical. Segrist drives the baseline, trying to dish it off. The ball's tapped away. It's going to be stolen by Zaveski. He works his way into the front court. Bounce pass, right side. The shot is up, and it is good for number 12.
Moding, yep. Just did another great transition. It's got to just frustrate Coach Stabner. Get back.
This is Dorsch now. He'll get the ball out to Segrist. They work it to Brooks, top of the key. Left side, Sobzak. They work it around the perimeter. Sobzak shoots the three, and it's good for Nash Sobzak.
Not his game, but they'll take it.
Huron basketball. Zaveski wants to drive that right baseline, cut off by Sobzak. Now he drives, double team, puts up a tough shot, no good. Another rebound to Nash Sobzak.
I think the Raiders are doing a great job defensively making tough shots.
They tried to get the bounce pass to Segrist. It's going to be stolen. Stolen by Lichty. He'll put up the shot at the other end. That rim's in and out, no good. Sobzak wrestles away another rebound. He'll get the ball to Will Dorsch. He'll work his way into the front court. And the ball to Caden Dowling. Dowling left side. They'll go to Segrist. Now to Brooks. Brooks at the free throw line. Gives it to Segrist. Now right corner, Will Dorsch. Back to Segrist. They work it around to Sobzak on the left side. Another three-point attempt. That one just off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound grabbed by number 40, Dawson Rogers. Back the other way, Moding puts up the shot. That's no good, but a blocking foul against the Raiders, and Gavin Moding goes to the free throw line. So it's clear, at least within this last half of the first quarter, that Coach Budenhagen said, look, we're going to have to run. We're going to have to attack right away, not work the shot clock. I think they were kind of struggling, like you said, alluded to a little bit ago, just trying to handle the ball. That's a little bit of struggle, so it's quick attack, get down the court. He must feel like he can beat the Raiders back on transition into the offensive side. Gavin Moding hits the first free throw. Second free throw attempt is good as well. 4 points now for the junior, 5'11 junior, Gavin Moding. 53 seconds remaining in the first quarter, 13-12. The Raiders lead the Tigers on the State Farm scoreboard. Into the front court will be Will Dorsch for the Raiders. Dribbles to that right side, hands the ball off to Gebhardt. Gebhardt, left side, they pass over to Segrist. Man-to-man defense, or actually zone defense. To Holly, now back out to Dorsch. Over to Segrist. Trying to work it inside. It's going to be stolen by Rogers. Rogers in the front court. Bounce pass. It's Zabesky down low, and he's going to bank it in for two, and the Tigers have the lead for the first time this afternoon. Zabesky with 4 points for the Tigers. 14-13. We're down to 15 seconds here in the first quarter. Raiders holding for the final shot. Down to 10 seconds. Here's Taylor Segrist. Gives the ball to Gebhardt. Back to Segrist in the corner. He's going to shoot the three. It is no good. The ball's tapped around and goes out of bounds, and the Tigers come away with it. You saw the play here. Everyone clears out. You put someone over here in the corner. Taylor drives to the corner, dishes it off. They collapse on him, and then Brooks comes over here, sets a screen for Segrist to get down here for that shot. Lichty puts up the shot at the buzzer. It's no good. And that's going to do it. That's the end of the first quarter here at Carroll Higher Gymnasium on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. After one, it is Huron 14, Rapid City Stevens 13. We'll return in 30 seconds right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City, also on GoRaidersLive.com.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to...
Hi, this is Nate.
Welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. As we hear the background music there, getting ready for quarter number 2 with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham here on Fox Sports Rapid City. This is day 3 of our coverage of high school sports this week. There's a steal into the front court. This is going to be Minka Holly, and he gets the reverse at the other end. Good transition by Huron. They were back on D, but Minka did a great job getting around him. Raiders regain the lead. Here's Zabesky, the basketball. Ryland Zabesky to Gainey in that left corner. Drive the baseline. Cross-court pass right side. Rogers wants to drive, and he's going to be tripped up, so we'll get a foul against Hayden Gebhardt. That'll be his first, the team's third. The Raiders moving into a zone defense. They don't do it very much, but I think it's just enough to kind of mix things up. Dylan Lichty gets the ball in. They go to Dawson Rogers on that right wing. Rogers, they're letting him thought about the three. Now Zabesky in that right corner, dribbles out to the wing. It kind of showed that they don't play it that much because they didn't know who was going to guard him. They work the ball over, number 30. That is Blake Elwine. There's a shot, though. That one is no good. So the Raiders come away with it. They lead 15-14. 50 seconds gone by. Crossover dribble. Dowling gets the ball, though. They work it to Pisley, and then down low to Minka Holly with 4 points now. A couple of quick baskets by Holly in the right corner. There's a three by C.J. Gainey. That one's no good. Ethan Pisley gets the rebound. Dowling pushes the ball into the front court. They go to Holly, then back to Dowling. Dowling in the paint, puts up the shot, no good. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gebhardt.
I think Dowling actually touched it. He was standing out of bounds. He would just let the ball come right at him.
Nothing he could really do at that point.
Nope.
So Elwine gets the ball in. It'll go to Dylan Lichty. He'll work his way into the front court on the near side as the Tigers go from right to left. Lichty left side, C.J. Gainey on the left wing. Gainey into the left corner. Lichty shoots the three. That one an air ball, no good. Gebhardt comes away with it. Raiders trying to get into transition. Now they slow it down. Gebhardt passes back to Holly, back to Gebhardt. They're looking inside for Thomas Mardian, but instead they're having trouble getting it to him, so they're going to go to Ethan Pisley in that left corner for three. That one off the mark, no good. The ball's tapped around into the hands of Mason Davis. Davis back the other way. Left side, they get the ball to Lichty. Lichty hands the ball to Zaveski, back to Lichty. Now bounce pass into the right corner. There's Mason Davis for three. That's no good. Gets his own rebound. No good, and the Raiders come away with it. Gebhardt in the front court. And we're going to get a charging foul. He tried to get around the defender. Instead, he knocks over Dylan Lichty.
Yeah, just trying to make that Euro step, that kind of athletic move, trying to get around him, and we're heading back the other way.
That's number 2 now on Hayden Gebhardt's fourth team foul against the Raiders. 17-14 is your score. Raiders by 3. Dylan Lichty the basketball. Lichty into the right corner. Zaveski now drives the baseline. Double teamed. Kicks it back outside to Elwine. Elwine. Now they work it around to Lichty. He's going to shoot the three from the right side. That one bounces high off the rim. No good. Mardian went for the rebound, but it was Mason Davis who knocked it out of bounds.
And again, neither team, and the numbers aren't going to show this. That's the sad thing about numbers and stats. You look inside of neither team rebounding effectively at all.
17-14 on the State Farm scoreboard. The Raiders by 3. Minka Holly the basketball in the paint. The floater's up, no good. Gets his own rebound. Now the ball is loose. Elwine comes away with it for the Tigers. Elwine to Lichty. Lichty races into the front court on the near side. Into the left corner, they go to Davis for three. This one in and out, no good. A battle for the rebound. Davis comes away with it. Davis to Lichty. They work it around to Zaveski. He'll drive that right side, put up the shot, no good. It was contested by the Raiders. Here's Taylor Segrist in the front court for the Raiders. Right side, they go to Minka Holly. Holly to Dowling in that right corner. Back out front to Ethan Pisley. They work it around to Segrist. Back to Dowling. Now Pisley in the right baseline. He drives, loses the ball, though, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah,
the ball just kind of slipped away from him at that time.
He was thinking about making the next play and just didn't quite get his hands on it. I tell you what, we've kind of noticed, even through the season, we're already at the end of January here. The Cobblers do it. The Raiders have done it. We've seen several other teams as well. They're struggling offensively to play through contact, finishing at the rim. C.J. Gainey, the basketball, bounce pass to Lichty. Now he sends it back outside to Zaveski. They work it to Gainey. Now to Elwine along the low post. The freshman, he backs his way in. Little turnaround jumper, in and out, no good. Battle for the rebound, and Tyler Portlock, who's checked in, gets the rebound. He'll push the ball to Segrist in the front court. Segrist in that left corner, dishes down low to Portlock. Knocked out of bounds by Elwine, so it will stay Raider basketball. Dawson Rogers checks in as Blake Elwine, the 6'6 freshman, takes a seat. Caden Dowling will trigger it in from the right baseline for the Raiders. Dowling gets the ball in. They go to Sobzak. Sobzak back out front to Portlock. They work it around the perimeter. They go back to Dowling in the corner. Dowling dribbles out to the right wing, gets the ball to Portlock, back to Dowling. He's open for three, and he cashes in. Boy, they really needed something like that. I realize they're doing well right now, leading the game, but just to get Dowling to add to that offensive.
Raiders by 6 over Huron, 20-14. Rylan Zaveski drives. He is fouled. So Zaveski goes to the free throw line for 2. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon from the charity stripe. Nash Sobzak picks up number 2. 5th team foul, rather correction, 6th team foul.
So he's going to have to sit here. He's going to put Bandico Holly back in.
Ryland's free throw is no good. He's 0 for 2 now. Again, he's coming in. Ryland Zaveski averaging over 24 points per game. I think Coach Stabner's happy with the call, or probably even more than I'm sure they're not talking about the weather right now. Sure. Zaveski gets his 5th point as he hits that free throw. The Raiders 20, the Tigers 15, 3.5 minutes to go before halftime. This game coming your way on Fox Sports Rapid City, also on GoRaidersLive.com. Caden Dowling drives the baseline, got a step on the defender, it's no good, but Holly gets the rebound. Holly in the low post loses the ball. Segrist picks it up and puts up the shot, no good, still loose, and finally Zaveski comes away with it for the Tigers. Zaveski in the front court, gets around the screen, wants to get in the paint, and we're going to get a foul. I think they're going to get that on, or call that on Taylor Segrist.
I think so. I think he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, to be honest. Zaveski lost the ball, and it was just trying to get the ball and ended up pushing Segrist out of the way. It's kind of what it looked like from here. Back to this last possession over here for the Raiders, it's kind of exactly what we've been talking about through most of the season and even into today. Caden Dowling unable to finish through the contact in here. Trying to just out-athletic, if I can make athletic a verb, out-athletic somebody on the rebound. Holly can't get it in there. The ball's on the ground. You've got Segrist trying to just collect some trash up off the ground. It's not good, solid rebounding. So just a couple of big issues for the Raiders. Zaveski makes rather 2 free throws. Shot at the other end, no good. Holly grabs the rebound. Turnaround baseline jumper, short, no good. And Zaveski comes away with it. Made those last 2 free throws. Here's Zaveski in the front court. Crossover dribble. Gets in the lane. Dishes to the left side to Lichty. Lichty along the left baseline. Back to Zaveski. There's the reverse. It's good for Ryland Zaveski. 9 points now for the 6'3 senior. And the Raiders lead by 1, 20-19, with 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Holly shoots the 3 from the top of the key. That's Minka Holly. Shot's no good. Zaveski grabs the rebound. They'll go to Rogers on that left side. He drives hard to the basket. The shot blocked by the Raiders, but we're going to get a foul. Yeah, the foul's not on the block by any means. It was before the block because the whistle kind of came simultaneously with that. Yep, they're going to call a block. Not on the block, the block. And it wasn't down on the block either.
Caden Dowling with his first 9th team foul, or 8th team foul, rather. At the free throw line is Dawson Rogers.
Coach Stabner's going to call a timeout here. He's going to talk a little bit about how they're going to finish out this 2:18 now that we've tied the ball game.
2:18 remaining in the second quarter on the State Farm scoreboard, tied at 20 apiece between Rapid City Stevens and the Huron Tigers. For all of your office, shop, and storage needs, choose Quality Commercial Properties, LLC, at the Samco Business Plaza. Quality, affordable, and reliable. There's nothing better on the west side of Rapid City. Call 605-721-9777. Quality Commercial Properties, LLC, at the Samco Business Plaza. So quite the first half between these two teams. The Raiders came out early, then they lost that lead by 1 point when it was 14-13. Then they jumped back into the lead, and now we're tied at 20. So just a good matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, it is. And again, you know, both teams have struggled on the season to be able to shoot the ball. They're doing okay here today with just 20 points. Is still a moderately low output, but you know they're doing a little bit better. They're still struggling in that rebounding department, and obviously Huron has realized that they can probably run a little bit more on the Raiders, which is a little uncharacteristic of a Chris Stabner coached team. But either way, that's what it is. 2:18 to go here, tied at 20, and the Raiders kind of need to go on a little bit of a run here, put things together. He's got the right personnel in. Dawson Rogers at the free throw line. He makes his second free throw, his first 2 points of this game. 21-20 as Huron Tigers take the lead for the second time in this half. Here's Dowling the basketball. They get it to Will Dorsch, who checks in. Dowling over to Ethan Pisley on the left wing. Pisley into the corner. Now they work it down low. Here's Holly in the low post. Puts up the shot, draws contact. They're going to get the push on Dawson Rogers, his first.
Fourth team foul against the Tigers.
Good job there on Holly to get it inside. Taking the ball, going up again. The defender's right there. They always kind of look at the official like, what more could I do? I got my hands up here, but what they don't realize, and I don't know if coaches really teach us out of the rule book specifically, if your head and shoulders are past and there's contact, it is on the defense. That is the literal way it is dictated out of the book.
Mandinko Holly makes both free throws. 22-21. Now the Raiders regain the lead. At the other end, Zaveski, the basketball, gives it to Lichty. Now left side. They work it over to number 42, Anderson Forish, who's in the ball game. And here's Will Dorsch going for the steal, and I think they're going to get Zaveski with the foul.
Yeah, Dorsch did a great job that time, and Zaveski's just like kind of a frustration. He's going after it, but he's on the wrong side. And again, he gets that foul. That's not a bad foul because you don't want him to run the floor.
Mm-hmm. That's number 2 on Ryland Zaveski. 22-21, the Raiders by 1 on the State Farm scoreboard. We're down to 90 seconds before halftime. Almost a steal, but they're going to get Dawson Rogers. He did get the steal.
He did, but then he got the push. And that's what people don't see. You all saw the ball, which he did a great job. He knocked the ball away. Everything was great, but then he had his backside hand on him, pushed him out of the way to go after the ball.
Caleb Brooks checks in. He replaces Mandinko Holly. Dorsch gets the ball in. Dorsch to Dowling. Now here's Dowling left side. It's Portlock who's in. Back to Caden Dowling. Dowling drives hard, puts up a tough shot over a couple of trees right there.
Yeah.
It goes out of bounds. It'll stay Raider basketball.
He was definitely the undersized player on that possession.
Dowling will trigger it in from the left baseline.
He's the only starter in the game.
Dowling to Will Dortch. Dortch backdoor pass to Portlock. The ball's kicked away. It's going to be picked up by Zaveski. He'll get into the front court on the far side, drive that right baseline, spin, puts up the shot underneath the basket, no good. Ethan Pisley gets the rebound. There's the outlet pass, goes to Dowling. Dowling in the front court now. We're down to 1 minute left in this quarter. They go to Dortch in that left corner, back to Dowling. Dowling splits the defenders, loses the ball, and it looks like it's going to be Huron basketball.
Yeah, how about that hustle? That's well taught by Coach Buddenhagen. They got the steal, and by the time Dowling gets down here, there are 3 Tigers waiting to receive him. So he's got to pull it up. He's got to do a half-court offense. And then, of course, he tries to drive in the middle, and they just collapse on him.
Into the front court will be Dylan Lichty. They work the ball over to Dawson Rogers on that left wing. Down to 40 seconds left in the second quarter. Dribbling around is Zaveski. They go to Lichty in the paint, back to Zaveski. He wants to drive, gets to that right side, now passes back out to Davis. Mason Davis, the basketball. There's a steal by Minka Holly. Holly races into the front court and gets the layup plus one at the other end. I like the way Minka Holly has come in and been a spark for the Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely. He got his big, his arms.
He's got long arms.
I swear they're at his knees. They're just way down. Okay, he was just bent over, but that's okay. Yeah, he's got his big arms in the way, right in the middle of that passing lane, gets the transition, and Coach Buddenhagen looked at his players like, why are you fouling him there? You're not in a good defensive position. Go with him, contest it, but stay away from him.
Minka Holly completes the three-point play. He has 7 points off the bench, and it's a 4-point Raider lead, 25-21, as we're down to 20 seconds left in this first half. The shot clock is off, down to 15 seconds now. Ryland Zaveski out at midcourt as they chew up some of the clock, holding for that final shot. He's going to race down to the left elbow, passes to Elwine. Down to 5 seconds. Elwine spins in the paint, loses the ball, but then he gets it back, puts it in for 2.
There was contact. Brooks hit the floor. No call on that one. Basket goes in, and we got ourselves the ball game.
We absolutely do. At the end of the first half here at Carroll Hire Gymnasium on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. It's Rapid City Stevens 25, Huron 23. We'll return in 1 minute with the halftime show right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Brown reminding you to join the Nate Brown Show live weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. It's Rapid City's sports talk show and Rapid City's only call-in radio show. With big-name guests from across the country to the local sports coverage you just can't get anywhere else. Join the conversation every weekday for thought-provoking sports talk. This is your show. Don't miss the Nate Brown Show from 4 to 6 p.m. on 106.7 FM and 1150 a.m. And stream us all the time at foxsportsrapidcity.com. Hi, this is
my kid.
Back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. With Dean Gurr, I'm Jerome Wickersham. Welcome to the halftime show right here on Fox Sports Rapid City and online at foxsportsrapidcity.com. Here at the break, it's Rapid City Stevens leading Huron 25-23. The Raiders came out. They took the early lead. They trailed by one at the end of the first quarter, though, 14-13. But the Raiders outscore the Tigers 12-9 in the second quarter to lead 25-23 here at the break. Dean, your thoughts on the first half for the Raiders? You know, they did crash the boards at times. They shot, some shots fairly well early, but then they kind of went cold there.
Yeah, it is, and obviously it's basketball, it's the game of runs, but yeah, they definitely found some offense, some worthy offense. They were able to put the ball in the bucket a few times. The good job, fairly decent job, at least getting after, using their athleticism to get after the ball, whether it's off of the glass or on the ground or whatever it is. Defense playing fairly well, but I think Huron is kind of in the same boat as the Raiders are. Can't put the ball in the bucket, not consistently anyway, and so we're just going to have a kind of a hit and miss kind of a game is kind of what it's been so far, and hopefully they can kind of get together and, get some sort of runs and start moving the ball a little bit better.
Both teams shooting pretty poor here in this first half. The Raiders only 31% rather, and the Tigers 26% in this first half. As we look at the individual scoring, the Raiders led by Daylor Segrist with 8 points, but that was all in the first quarter. He kind of vanished after that.
Yeah, right. And we've talked about this vanishing act that Daylor does. He just kind of lingers around, and then he shows up and he vanishes. Well, he showed up right away, and then he kind of vanishes. So let's hopefully he can show back up here in this second half, rather.
Also, 7 points for Minka Hawley off the bench for the Raiders. We had 4 points for Madinko Hawley, and then 3 points each for Caden Dowling and Nash Sobzak. For the Huron Tigers, it was Rylan Zabeski, who averages 24 points per game. He has 9 in this first half with 3 field goals, and he's 3 for 5 from the charity stripe. Also 4 points for Gavin Moding, and 3 points each for Mason Davis and C.J. Gainey, and then 2 points for Blake Elwine and Dawson Rogers. Rebounding-wise, 26-14 is the stats they gave us. The Raiders dominating on the boards in that first half with 7 of those 26 on the offensive glass.
Yeah, 19 defensive. And again, you look inside the numbers, it isn't necessarily the offensive rebounds. It's really the big critical one or a big-time defensive rebound, either way. So it isn't necessarily the numbers, it's how effective those rebounds are. And like we said, is it a good box-out rebound, or is it just I'm going to try to be more athletic? And sometimes you can get away with a good athletic rebound, and sometimes it doesn't work in your favor at all. So there's definitely a lot more to that. But, yeah, the Raiders, they're doing a decent job, again, using their athleticism to get up, get after the ball, and they've kind of used that all year. It would just be amazing if they would box out more to get rebounds. These numbers would swell, and so would the win column. Absolutely. As far as turnovers, 6 for the Tigers, 8 for the Raiders. So not a lot of turnovers by either team, but of course you want to keep it to single digits. But the Raiders again with 8 and the Tigers with 6. Need any adjustments for either of these teams? The Tigers out there warming up. The Raiders will be out shortly. But do you see anything that the team should do, differently in the second half? Well, obviously the Huron Tigers have decided that they're going to have to run. I think they're going to have to continue to do that, continue to run the ball. I'm going to say like I did in the Watertown game. Baylor needs to, when he's in the game, he played 10 minutes, which is second most on the Raiders right now. But he really only played for 3 of those minutes. To be honest, roughly, I would say maybe a little bit more. He just all of a sudden shows up. He just kind of does everything. I know he can't be a one-man show. That's, not a Stabler coach team. But when he's in there, when he does what he does, he needs to be effective in what he does. And he just kind of hangs around and just doesn't do a lot when he's not in there. So he needs to give it more when he's in the game. So I think we really need to see him come out and take care of business. And we've seen the other players do the same thing. Both of the Hollies getting in there doing it. Nat Sobzak had his moments, and then he kind of sat a little bit with a little bit of foul trouble. So to get him back in there, those are kind of the board crashers for you. The Kalen Brookses, the Seagrasses, the Holly. Just those players are kind of the more of the ones that you see kind of in and using athleticism and Sobzak to get inside and do something with the board. That's probably going to be the biggest thing. We've talked about turnovers all year long. I think rebounding is just going to be the biggest factor here coming in this second half. Here at halftime, Rapid City Stevens leading Huron 25-23 in boys basketball action. We will step aside for 1 minute here on our halftime show. We'll come back and look at some scores for you before we start the second half. Again, when we return in 1 minute right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City, also on GoRaidersLive.com.
His car, his third car. The kid needs a car. We need the kid to have a car. What did I do? I begged my insurance agent for mercy. That's another story. Then I went to Copper Motors in Rapid City and found a safe, reliable car.
Copper Motors is a small, trusted dealership specializing in safe, quality pre-owned vehicles. No pressure, no hassle. Each vehicle is inspected, serviced, and detailed with a warranty like no other. Copper Motors, corner of Campbell and Omaha.
Looking for a great used truck or SUV? Danny Menholt Toyota has them. Shop a great selection of half-ton trucks and SUVs, imports and domestics, brands like Ford, GMC, Subaru, Nissan, Jeep, and more. Plus, the area's best selection of used Toyotas, Toyota Certified Pre-Owned. Buy with no money down, get financing on the spot with qualified credit. If we don't have exactly what you're looking for, we'll find it for you in our network of dealerships. See us at Danny Menholt Toyota or DannyMenholtToyota.com. Looking
And we want to welcome you back here to Carroll Hire Gymnasium to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. With Dean Gurr, I'm Jerome Wickersham. We get set to wrap up our halftime show. We're moments away from the start of the second half, but we wanted to pass along some scores for you before we jump back into our boys contest this afternoon. In girls basketball, a final in eastern South Dakota. Rapid City Stevens girls win their 6th straight game, and they defeat Huron 68-45. Yeah, fantastic. We already talked about them earlier, stringing things together. This is you want to be playing effective ball now, and now as you roll into February, they've got a tough schedule ahead of them. They want to take that momentum they got and carry it through. Also in girls basketball, at the Corn Palace this afternoon, Mitchell defeats Rapid City Central 46-37 was the final there. And in boys basketball this afternoon, number 3 Mitchell all over Rapid City Central, 72-48 is your final.
Rough Saturday for the Cobbler.
Yeah, tough weekend. They lose yesterday to Huron.
Were they at Goodell today as well?
I don't think so. I think they were back at Howard Nas Gym.
The crowded parking lot of the Central High School and the Monument.
We're going to jump back into the second half now. Segrist passes down low to Holly. Shot's no good. It was blocked, I think, by Elwine. Here come the Tigers going from left to right. That's Lichty. He drives shots no good. Holly gets the rebound. He'll give it to Dowling as Dowling works his way into the front court. Raiders lead 25-23. There's a shot from the corner by Sobzak. That one is no good. And the Raiders get the offensive rebound. Gebhardt puts up the shot, no good. Into the hands of Dylan Lichty. He'll race into the front court in transition. Bounce pass down to Zabeski, and he's going to put it in for 2. 11 points now for Ryland Zabeski. At the other end, Segrist puts up a tough shot, no good. The ball goes out of bounds, and the Tigers come away with it.
Yeah, Bendico Holly knocked it out of bounds right there. He's got to realize this is double-A basketball. And I think he's kind of working his way, doing pretty good. He's a pretty athletic kid, but that great pass by Segrist right to him, he just tries to easily go up. You gotta know that's going to get contested.
Ganey to Davis. Now they go back to Elwine out front. Here's Zabeski to Elwine. He's going to shoot the 3. The freshman shot is no good. Sobzak grabs the rebound, gets the outlet pass to Dowling. They work it ahead to Segrist, back to Dowling, top of the key. Raiders going from right to left. Here's Dowling now. 25-25 is your score. They work it around the perimeter. They go to Sobzak. And to the top of the key, and that's Segrist who hits the 3.
Welcome back to the action, Daylor.
11 points now for Daylor Segrist. 28-25, the Raiders by 3. Here's Davis. He shoots the 3 from the corner. That rim's in and out, no good. Sobzak, another rebound. Sobzak to Dowling, ahead to Segrist in the front court. On that right wing, Segrist passes down low to Holly in the low post. He kicks it out to Gebhardt. Gebhardt drives to the baseline. Back to Mandico Holly. Holly left side to Sobzak. Sobzak in the lane, spins to the baseline. Fadeaway jumper is no good. The ball is loose. Gebhardt comes away with it to keep it alive, but he couldn't hold on to the basketball, and it will be Tiger basketball.
Good opportunistic action there by Gebhardt to get in there, almost collected the ball for the Raiders.
He could not hang on to it. So here's Dylan Lichty in the front court. Lichty right side to Elwine. Blake Elwine gives the ball to Ganey. Ganey back out front. Ryland Zaveski shoots the 3, and it's nothing but net for Ryland Zaveski. 5 points in the quarter, and he has 14 overall. 28-28 is your score. 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter on the State Farm scoreboard. Sobzak drives hard at the other end. Shot's no good. It's a battle for the loose ball. Lichty picks it up. Had the ball knocked out of his hands into the hands of Segrist. Segrist works his way back into the front court. Gets in the lane. Puts up a scoop shot. No good. But Taylor Segrist goes to the charity stripe to shoot 2.
Boy, just a wide-open opportunity. Again, Segrist left 2 Huron Tigers in the dust. He just dribbles right through them, and then nobody steps up and helps for the Tigers right in the middle of the lane. So Segrist said, I'm going to take this one. Unfortunately, the defender was right underneath the hoop.
And Segrist misses the free throw. That was his first free throw attempt in this contest. Dawson Rogers comes in, as does Gavin Boding. Minka Holly comes in for Mandico. And Thomas Mardian also in the game for, it's not Sobzak. He came in for Gebhardt. Yep.
Probably the other way around.
Here's Elwine. There's the pass down low to Davis, and then we're going to get a foul on Segrist. He tried to swat the ball away. Instead, he makes contact.
Yeah, it's funny. You saw him look at the official like, who, what, me? Did you not see your hand came down? Your arm came down like a railroad gate there. You're not coming in here, and it just comes down a big old chop.
Segrist picked up number 3, so he is going to take a seat as Ethan Pisley checks into the ball game. The 6'2 junior. This will be Gavin Boding. Gets the ball in. It goes to Elwine. Back to Rogers. Rogers drives the right baseline. There's the pass into the corner. Gavin Boding puts up the 3. That one's no good. Boding gets his own rebound, kicks it out. Zaveski shoots the 3. That one's off the mark. Sobzak comes away with it. Sobzak races into the front court. Across from the scorer's table, picks up his dribble, gets the ball to Dowling. Dowling driving to the baseline. He thought about the ball. He did. He lost the ball. He picks it up, though. Needs to get rid of it. They go to Holly in that left corner. Holly spins to the baseline, takes a step back, shoots the jumper, and drains it.
That was absolutely pretty by Holly. He drove, the defender went back, hold up, body control, splash down.
Minka Holly with 9 points for the Raiders. Zaveski shoots the three, and it's nothing but net for Zaveski at the other end. 8 points in the quarter, 17 overall now for Zaveski. Minka Holly, the basketball, left side to Sobzak. Tied at 31. Here's Ethan Pisley over to Sobzak, ready to kick by Elwine. So it'll stay Raider basketball. Blake Elwine exit as C.J. Gainey comes back in. Caden Dowling will trigger it in along the left baseline. He has Mardian, Minka Holly, Nash Sobzak, and Eastlyn Pisley. There's the shot up. That one's no good. And I think they're going to call Sobzak with the foul. Again, it looked like he just took the seat right underneath him.
Absolutely.
And another foul on Sobzak. That's going to be number 3 on Sobzak.
Must have been good at the cakewalk when he was a little kid trying to steal a seat, and he just...
Second team foul against the Raiders. 31 is what we're tied at. 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Here's Mason Davis, the basketball. Davis on the left wing, back out front. Zaveski's going to shoot the three once again. And Zaveski with 3 3-pointers in the quarter. 34-31, the Tigers by 3. Here's Caden Dowling, the basketball. Dowling in trouble, gets rid of the ball to Brooks. Puts up the shot, no good. Brooks gets his own rebound, puts up the shot, still fights for the rebound. It goes out of bounds, and it stays Raider basketball.
That's what we're talking about, playing to that contact. A lot of contact there for Brooks. He's got to fight through it. 2 shot opportunities and nothing, even over the rim.
Dowling triggers it in. They go to Mardian on the right wing. Mardian hands it to Dowling. Dowling drives back to his right, gives it to Ethan Pisley for 3, and it's good!
That's a great move there. You got Pisley right on the corner. Dowling drives. They drop down on him, leave Pisley alone. It was funny because in the JV game, Coach Noyes had the classic comment that I've heard in quite a while. He told my official partner, he said, "Can you bring number 1 over here so I can introduce my team to him?" Because he was cashing things all over the place. So we all had to chuckle for that. That's exactly what he does. We know Pisley's got that ability.
He does. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, with 3:26 remaining in the third, we're tied at 34 apiece between the Raiders and the Tigers. We'll step away for 30 seconds right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Black Hills Works is hired
for a great...
Listening to South Dakota High School basketball on Fox Sports Rapid City, presented by Black Hills Surgical Hospital Sports Medicine and powered by Physio.
It's Huron basketball to start, or coming out of that timeout, rather. We're tied at 34 apiece. Here's Zaveski, gets the ball out. It goes to number 40, that's Dawson Rogers. And it's going to be a foul against the Raiders as Rogers drove to the hoop.
Yeah, and Brooks, he was just working hard. He was a secondary defender. He had to come out on Zaveski, who's obviously been cashing things in here in this quarter. And so he had to guard him, and then when the ball went away, he went to help guard the secondary defender, and we just didn't get over there in time.
Rogers makes the free throw. He's now 3 for 3 in this ballgame. Again, we want to welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. Dawson Rogers at the free throw line. And he makes good on that. That's 4 points now for Rogers. 36-34. 2-point lead for the Tigers on the State Farm scoreboard. 3 minutes remaining in the third. Here's Holly, the basketball. Minka Holly to his brother. Mandico back to Holly. Into the left corner. Pisley shoots the three. That one is no good. Dylan Lichty gets the rebound. He'll race into the front court. Right side, they go to Elwine. Elwine, they leave him open. He shoots the three. That rim's in and out, no good. A battle for the rebound. And who are they going to call it on?
I think they're going to get Zabisky for pushing.
Looks like C.J. Gainey they're going to get with his first.
That was on the backside. You could tell the official that called it. I think the front official also had his hand up for a foul, so he might have got Zabisky on this side.
Ethan Pisley the basketball to Minka Hawley. Hawley in the lane. Gives it back to Pisley. Pisley puts up the shot. Partially blocked, no good. A battle for the rebound. It's going to go out of bounds and stay Raider basketball.
More issues finishing at the rim. Mm-hmm. He has the ball. He's got to get up there. He was kind of leaning in the wrong way. Yeah, he didn't have body control. He got the pass and he was leaning forward, so it's a little bit tougher that way.
They get the ball into Brooks. He has the ball stripped into the hands of Mason Davis. He'll get the ball to Elwine. The freshman gets into the front court for the Tigers. They go to Davis. He launches a three. This one off the rim, no good. Rebound to Minka Hawley. Hawley now on that far side, gets into the front court, dribbles to the near side. Passes back to Dowling. Dowling, top of the key. Left side to Minka Hawley on the wing. Now cross-court pass to Dowling. Dowling lost the ball, but he was able to pick it back up. They go to Mandinko Hawley. He wants to drive that right baseline, puts up the shot, and it's good for Mandinko Hawley.
How about Hawley? The defender's right there. He said, I don't care. I'm going to take you anyway.
That's 6 points now for Mandinko Hawley. Here's Dylan Lichty at the other end. He's going to shoot the jumper. That one's no good. Dowling grabs the rebound on the miss. Into the front court, Mandinko Hawley wants to drive, but it's going to be Dylan Lichty who picks up his first on that blocking foul.
I tell you what, I'm really impressed at how Huron gets back on defense. They got the ball. They moved it. I mean, the ball was out and headed that direction. And you look, and there are 4 white jerseys busting their tails getting down to the other end. Obviously, it was a foul, good foul to stop the opportunity, but he's got his group of flankers right beside him. Down to just under 90 seconds to play in this third quarter. Minka Hawley with the basketball out to Ethan Pisley. Now left side, Kalen Dowling drives the left baseline, gets the ball to Hawley, out to Pisley. He'll shoot the three, and it's good for Ethan Pisley. Great ball movement that time. You drive it down the lane. The defense sinks down, get it out, swing it around the horn, and find the outside shot.
1 minute remaining. Here's Dawson Rogers driving here this third quarter. They get it out to Elwine. He shoots the three. Shot's no good. It's a battle for the rebound. We're going to get a jump. 55 seconds remaining. 39-36 on the State Farm scoreboard. The Raiders by 3. It's been a tight ball game throughout. A very fun ball game.
Yes, very much.
Dylan Lichty will trigger it in from the left baseline. Lichty gets the ball in. It goes to Rogers. Dawson Rogers, the basketball. He wants to drive the baseline. Now he's cut off. Tries to get separation. Picks up his dribble. Sends it out. It's going to be stolen by Mandinko Hawley. He gets into the front court and misses the reverse.
Now, that's the way you play defense. Force him to make an errant shot without fouling.
Lichty has a clear path to the basket at the other end, and he misses the shot. We're down to 30 seconds now. The shot clock is off. The Raiders lead by 3 in the third, and they can hold for the final shot of this quarter. Caden Dowling dribbles near midcourt. Spins back to his right. Gives the ball. It goes to Tyler Portlock. Back to Dowling. Has the ball to Portlock. He dribbles around the perimeter. Left side to Ethan Pisley. Pisley trying to get the ball to Dowling. Are we going to get a whistle and give foul?
Yep.
Tigers.
Hands on there. Pisley was driving the baseline.
Blake Elwine picks up his second. 4th team foul. Caden Dowling triggers it in. They get it to Mandinko Hawley, and he tries to bank it in. Shot's no good. We're down to 2 seconds now. Dawson Rogers puts it up off the buzzer. No good. And that's the end of the third quarter. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. After 3, the Raiders lead the Huron Tigers 39-36. We'll step aside for 1 minute. Fourth quarter action coming up next. Right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City, and on GoCobblersLive.com, or GoRaidersLive.com.
You're doing a lot. Maybe you're starting a family, building a home, growing a business, or investing in your legacy. Security First Bank knows your life is constantly changing. And while our commitment remains constant, we're changing too, with tools, technology, and new products from people you trust. For all the ways you're changing and all the things you're doing, we're the bank. Security First Bank. Member FDIC. Your
basketball to start this fourth quarter as we welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales. There's a shot. It is up and good for Caden Dowling. In the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth at the other end, Zaveski shoots the three. That one's no good. Minka Holly grabs the rebound. Raiders doing a good job on the boards this afternoon. They go to Pisley in that right corner to Dowling. Dowling along the right baseline, dribbles out to the corner. Back to Segrist. 7:20 remaining. It's a 5-point Raider lead. Sobzak left corner to Pisley. Down low to Dowling. Dowling back to Pisley. Over the right corner. Segrist shoots the quick three. That one's no good. Holly grabs the rebound to keep it alive. Puts it up in the paint. Shot's no good. And a whistle. I think that's against the Tigers. And the Tigers have gone to that man defense. They have to because the Raiders are shooting fairly well. How about Minka Holly getting high in the air, getting that down again? He couldn't finish with it. That's okay. Segrist was flying underneath as the one who got fouled. Here's a three by Pisley. That's no good. Caden Dowling comes away with it. He gets the rebound. They work it around. They go to Sobzak on the right side, back out front. This is going to be Minka Holly top the key. Over to Segrist. Now Sobzak in that left corner for three. Shot's no good. Segrist the rebound. And he is fouled. So David Segrist to the free throw line for the Raiders. And after sitting down with foul trouble, Segrist back in and lighting things up again. Hustling after the ball, making plays, getting rebounds. That's what you want from your team leader. Rylan Zaveski picks up number 3. That's the 6th team foul. At the free throw line, Daylor Segrist for 2. Misses that free throw. He's only 1 of 3 from the free throw line this afternoon. And this is right now, this is kind of the Raider team we kind of hoped for at the start of the year. We weren't quite sure what we had. They struggled a little bit early on. We thought, hey, they're athletic. They can make things happen. And kind of right now, with the way they're playing, is definitely a great thing to build on. Biggest lead for the Raiders, up by 6. Trying to get position was Zaveski. And a nice defensive play to cause the jump there by Nash Sobzak as Zaveski was trying to move around him. Yeah, he was. And he did a great job. So this is the other side that you can hear coaches kind of argue about. Hey, how come that wasn't a foul? Because he did a great job. When Zaveski was trying to make the move, he didn't let him get his head and shoulders back. He stayed upright. Sobzak stayed upright. And then so when he went up, his hands stayed up, and Zaveski went up into Sobzak, and again caused held the ball. 6:34 to go in the fourth quarter on the State Farm scoreboard. Rapid City Stevens leading by 6 over Huron, 42-36. For all of your office, shop, and storage needs, choose Quality Commercial Properties LLC at the Samco Business Plaza. Quality, affordable, and reliable. There's nothing better on the west side of Rapid City. Call 605-721-9777. Quality Commercial Properties, LLC, at the Samco Business Plaza. The Raiders putting together a quality game today, so far anyway. They need to finish it out, obviously. 6:34 left to go, but we just said this is what kind of we're hoping for the Raiders. There were just times when they played against, I believe it was Watertown. It's like, they fight for a little while, then they fade off for a little while. And every team goes in streaks, but you can see the difference between, we go cold shooting a little bit, and you're just not working. Last night, the Rapid City Christian Commons just could not get shots to fall. They worked hard, but just wasn't falling. The Raiders, hopefully they can get that energy level and keep it up the whole game. With the basketball, Colton McNeil, he's checked in. They work it around. This is going to be Zaveski down low to Elwine. Elwine backs his way in on Segrist. Gets in the lane, spins to the baseline, but it was Minka Hawley who got the block from the backside.
Yeah, absolutely great secondary help. Minka Hawley, again, his arms are just as long as his brother's, and drops down. He knew that you could just read the player was going to go for the rim, and so the secondary help was there.
Here's Dawson Rogers on the inbounds pass, and he banks it in for two.
Boy, he went around Hawley. That's hard to do because Hawley still had his arm out, but had great separation.
6 points for Dawson Rogers. 4-point Raider lead, 42-38, with 6 minutes remaining in the contest. Taylor Segrist dumps it off to Sovzak, puts up the reverse, no good. Zaveski comes away with the rebound, or Rogers, rather. They go to Lichty in the front court. Dylan Lichty on that left wing. Cross-court pass to Elwine. He drives hard to the basket, puts up the shot, and banks it in for two.
That was a little awkward-looking shot, but he got it to go in.
4 points now for Blake Elwine, averaging about 9 points per game, or just under 9 points a game. Caden Dowling now with the basketball. Raiders lead by 2, 42-40. 5.5 minutes remaining in the fourth. They go to Ethan Pisley. Out front to Sobzak, left side back to Dowling on the wing. He'll dribble to the top of the key, give the ball to Pisley. Cross-court pass over to Segrist. Segrist crossover dribble. Gives the ball to Hawley. He spins. Now they go to Segrist. He'll drive that left baseline. 3 seconds on the shot clock. The ball goes out of bounds. The Raiders will keep the basketball, but 2 seconds. They have to hurry on this inbounds play to get that shot off.
How about Dylan Lichty? The Raiders cleared out the lane. Segrist had an opportunity, but Lichty just absolutely shut him down.
Hawley with the basketball puts up the shot. Again, they had to hurry, and instead a shot clock violation.
Yeah, he needs to catch. He's got just barely enough time to make a little bit of a move, but too many extra moves there and not a good shot, and the ball was still in his hands.
Raiders maintaining a 2-point lead. Hayden Gephardt comes in. He replaces Minka Hawley. Hawley has 9 points as he heads to the bench. Dylan Lichty works his way into the front court on the far side, dribbles to the top of the key. They go to Elwine. Blake Elwine backs his way in. And I think a travel on Blake Elwine. He tried to make a spin move, but just shuffled his feet too much.
Yeah, he did on that spin move. You make the spin move, you got to come off your feet and make that play. He didn't. It looked like he kind of used his arm to kind of clear some space out, and as he did, he kind of lost his feeling to where he was at, and again, like I said, shuffled his feet.
So it's going to be Raider basketball.
And Coach Buddenhagen telling his younger kids over here to stop talking.
They're saying something that Bo Garcia didn't like.
They actually did it all. They had done an all game, not here, but in the sub-varsity game.
Gebhardt along the baseline. He was caught down there, nowhere to go with the basketball, so Coach Stabner forced to take a quick timeout. It's going to be a full timeout. 4:38 remaining on the State Farm. 11:50 a.m. Fox Sports Rapid City and FoxSportsRapidCity.com, as well as GoRaidersLive.com.
Great news. I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Welcome back to Carroll Hire Gymnasium on this Saturday afternoon. We want to welcome you to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. Jerome Wickersham and Dean Gurr with you on this snowy, cold Saturday afternoon. Rapid City Stevens leading Huron in boys basketball action, 42-40. We're down to the final 4.5 minutes of this ball game. Raider basketball. Here's Caden Dowling, top of the key, spins to his right, gets it over. It goes to Hayden Gephardt. Gephardt out to Segrist. Segrist had it go through his hands. He chases it down. 1 second on the shot clock. It's going to be a shot clock violation. Again, the Raiders, that's the second straight shot clock violation they had.
Yeah, they had 19 seconds, plenty of time to run. They ran that little flex, and Pisley came running across, and he had a opening there. They just didn't get the ball to him. Instead, they swung it back the other way to Segrist.
Ryland Zabevsky to Lichty. Lichty back out front. Elwine the basketball. They reverse it. They get it back to Zabevsky. He drives, and a blocking foul. Is that going to be on Sobczak or Segrist? I think it's Sobczak. Yep, it is. That's going to be number 4 on Nash Sobczak. And the 4th team foul against the Raiders.
And Minka Hawley's going to have to come in for him, kind of save him toward the end, because you're going to need some big-time rebounds. Kid who can fight underneath. Sobczak has been. He didn't have a good game yesterday. He got 2, within the first minute, he got 2 fouls right away, had to sit down, came back in. 4th quarter action where you needed him, he got a foul, said something to the official, got a technical foul, and I think that was probably that point where the Raiders had a chance to kind of crawl even with the game, and they kind of fell after that.
2 points for Ryland Zabevsky. He has 22 on the night or on the afternoon. We're tied at 42. Here's Caden Dowling. He drives, and we'll get a whistle against the Huron Tigers.
Yeah, a little bit of a hand checking.
And we're going to be in the bonus for the Raiders now. 1-on-1 coming up for Caden Dowling. That foul is going to be on number 12, Gavin Moding, his second, 7th team foul. Caden Dowling at the free throw line, his first trip there tonight. Makes that free throw. He has 6 points in the ball game. 43-42. Dowling breaks the tie as the Raiders lead by 1. Second free throw coming up. There's the shot. It is good. The free throw good for Caden Dowling. Small crowd here this afternoon on a cold Saturday afternoon. Here on basketball, trailing by 2. Blake Elwine the basketball. Elwine dribbles to his left. And it's going to be a travel. I think he wasn't sure what he wanted to do with the basketball, and now he's limping a little bit there.
Stepped wrong. Sometimes that's an identification that you travel. You step wrong, unfortunately for them. Segrist did a great job playing defense on him, trying to read that spin. He went one way, went the other way, and Segrist was all over it.
Caden Dowling into the front court. The Raiders trying to extend their lead or add to their lead. Minka Hawley wants to look for the backdoor pass. Instead, gets it to Dowling. Dowling dishes off to Pisley. And they're going to call a blocking foul. I think that's going to be on Zabevsky.
Yeah, Dowling was driving in. He had a great dish. A lot of times you'll get that. That's called a pass and crash. Officials talk about this in their pregame all the time, about who takes the pass, who takes the crash. Well, that was clearly the crash there. A lot of times it's an offensive foul. I think that's what you get the complaint from the Huron audience there, is there's usually the person who drives dishes it off and then runs over the defender, and apparently on that one, the defender was not where he was in a good legal guarding position to take that charge.
Both free throws good for Caden Dowling. And Ryland Zabevsky for the Tigers picks up number 4. His 4th personal. Zabevsky the basketball, trailing by 4. He gets in the paint as he drives hard the basket and puts it in for 2.
Yeah, there was tons of contact there. You hear people, they wanted offensive, but I don't think Minka Hawley was in the best defensive position, so it's a great no call.
Minka Hawley drives and tried to dish off the basketball along the baseline. It's going to be stolen by Moding in the front court. To Zabevsky driving the baseline. And then he's going to put it in for 2. 26 points for Ryland Zabevsky. We're tied at 46. Taylor Segrist, the basketball, spins to the baseline, drives down left side. They go to Pisley, out to Hawley. Minka Hawley to Caden Dowling.
I think the crowd's getting into it.
They are getting into it.
That's the loudest small crowd I've heard.
It is. They get it around the perimeter. They go to Segrist. Segrist wants to drive, and it's going to be a foul against the Huron Tigers. Dylan Lichty picks up number 2.
Yeah, Lichty, again, he's that lockdown player I've noticed for Huron. You need someone to guard a tight, quality player. They put Lichty on him, so whoever Lichty's guarding must get the most respect from the Huron Tigers. And he's just kind of all over him. Got a little handsy that last time, but in general, he's done a pretty good job.
One-on-one coming up for Daylor Segrist, and he misses it, but Sobczak a huge rebound to give the Raiders the basketball. They'll go to Sobczak now. Sobczak to Segrist along the right elbow, left side to Dowling. Dowling in that left corner. Bounce pass down low. Caleb Brooks spins in the lane. And a whistle against the Tigers.
Yeah, and now they're going to want, the crowd's going to want to travel on that. And what happened is when he spun, the backside secondary defender was there, brought his arm down. D'Amico's going to say he got hit in the head.
Gavin Moding picking up his third, 10th team foul, so a double bonus now. Caleb Brooks at the free throw line for 2. Makes that free throw. But you're right, Dean. That's the loudest we've heard the fans get this afternoon in the last couple of series.
Yeah, definitely getting excited here. Of course, the game get down to crunch time here. Both teams really desperate for a win. Another big rebound by the Raiders.
We had the miss by Caleb Brooks, and then Sobczak grabs the rebound, but we're going to get a jump ball, and the Raiders keep the basketball leading 47-46 with 2:05 to go in the ball game. Caden Dowling triggers it in from the left baseline. They get it to Brooks. Brooks hands it off to Minka Hawley. Hawley over to Dowling. Dowling kicks it outside to Sobczak on that left wing. Sobczak bounce pass to Segrist. Segrist over to Dowling on that near side. Dribbles around the perimeter, hands it to Segrist for 3. That one off the mark, no good. The ball's tapped around. Hawley gets the rebound. Dishes it to Sobczak, and he puts it in for 2.
I'll tell you what, Hawley might get credit for that rebound, but Caleb Brooks created it. He tipped it over to Hawley. Hawley back to Sobczak, and how effective is Sobczak right now?
Gave us the basketball to Moding. Now out to Zaveski. Left side to go back to Davis, into the corner. That's going to be Lichty for 3. That one off the mark, no good. Raiders leading 49-46, a minute 19 to play. The Raiders with the basketball. They get it to Segrist in the front court. Segrist, as they work it around over to Hawley, and we're going to get Davis with a foul. That's going to be his third. And that's going to send Minka Hawley to the free throw line, where he is 1 for 1 this afternoon.
Yeah, that's right now that's not exactly what we wanted. I don't think that was intentional, as Coach Budhagen hanging out on the floor trying to survey what he has. And so 1:10 to go. You got plenty of time. There's no need for a big foul. You just need a big. If you're Huron right now, you needed a big defensive stop here, big time rebound, something like that. But instead, you're now on the free throw line.
Minka Hawley, the 6'2 sophomore, misses the first one, but he makes the second. He's in double digits now with 10 points.
Coach Stabner, 1:10 left to go. He's going to talk about it. They got a 4-point lead.
1:10 to go on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. 50-46, the Raiders by 4. It is a 30-second timeout. So, Dean, if you're in the, talking to your team right now, what are these coaches saying?
Well, right now he's saying, first of all, guys, we need to, not foul. Let's just be honest.
Coach Stabner saying.
Yes, that's a Coach Stabner. We have to not foul. We got to play tough defense. We have to absolutely crash the board. Absolutely. We either get a steal or they get one-and-done shot. That's going to be so critical right now for the Raiders. For the Huron Tigers, they're kind of saying the same thing. Hey, we don't want to put them on the line. We're not ready to do that yet. We've got an opportunity. We've got to work the ball around, and if we can get a quick turnover and a quick score, get after it.
It'll be Tigers basketball. 1:10 to go. Dylan Lichty picks it up at midcourt, trailing by 4. They go to Davis on that right wing. He drives that right baseline, and it's going to be a hand-checking foul or pushing foul on Daylor Segrist, and that is number 4 on Segrist.
He's He going to sit down? Yep, he's got to. He does. Hayden Gebhardt comes in just for a minute. He's got to save him for the opportunity to get him back on offense. The ball into Gainey, but it's going to be stolen by Minka Hawley. Hawley dishes down low to Gebhardt. Gebhardt brings it out. Raiders just have to protect the basketball. We're going to get a foul against Huron with 54 seconds remaining. Again, the Raiders lead 50-46. That was a great decision by Gebhardt. You thought, hey, man, you got to steal. You got an opportunity to take that to the rack. But, again, the Huron Tigers, they do so well at hustling back on defense that he could have had an easy block there, a shot blocked. So instead, he pulls it out. They move around. And then, of course, the Huron Tigers just pounce on him in the corner there. Hayden Gebhardt makes the first free throw for his first points of the day. Misses the second. Brooks gets the rebound, and the Raiders have another possession. Gebhardt falling down. Well, we talked about that. Both huddles were, I'm sure we're saying, guys, we need a big-time rebound. You need to work your tails off to get the big rebound, and Huron just did not get that done. Kalen Brooks comes up with a huge one. We talk about quality rebounds. That's one of those big quality rebounds. So 2 free throws for Gebhardt once again. He misses his second straight free throw, so he's 1 of 3. Second free throw coming up for Gebhardt. He makes that one. He has 2 points this afternoon, 52-46. The Raiders by 6. That matches their largest lead. Rogers. And I think we're going to have an off-ball foul. Yes, we are down on this side. There's a Huron Tiger on Lichty was laying on the floor there for a minute. Again, this is on Soapback. Yeah, again, this is where you got to be really cautious about your fouls. Hey, you don't want the clock to stop. You want the clock to run. But you got to protect that paint. They can't have those easy shots. Force an outside shot. Here's Lichty. Over to Rogers. Rogers drives hard, and he will get the basket +1 for Dawson Rogers. And that's what we're talking about. Caleb Brooks, he's a pretty athletic kid, but he just did not keep with him. I think the big, long legs of Rogers there probably gave him a little bit of an advantage there, but he's able to get around, get on the inside, and all of a sudden Caleb Brooks is on the backside. 52-48. Raiders by 4 on the State Farm scoreboard. Dawson Rogers misses the shot, but it's going to be Gainey who gets the offensive rebound. Now Davis shoots the 3. That's no good. Pisley comes away with it. The ball is loose, and it goes out of bounds off the Raiders. Pisley had 4 Tigers around him. He fights through it, staves off the foul at least for a moment, but then the ball's stolen and ricocheted right off of him. 27.2 seconds remaining. 52-48, the Raiders by 4. Dylan Lichty will trigger it in along the left baseline. Gets the ball in, it goes to Rogers. Rogers wants to drive. Kicks it outside. Gainey shoots the 3 from the left wing, and it's good for Gainey. A huge shot, and Coach Buddenhagen's got to talk about this. 1-point game. 20.8 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter on the State Farm scoreboard. It's a full timeout as the Raiders lead 52-51. Wow, just incredible. Again, you need a big-time shot if you're Huron, and they come through with it. I think the Raiders did the right thing. They kept the ball out of the paint. They put it out on the perimeter, but, Huron shows they have the ability to put it in at the right time. That's probably not the person they thought normally would shoot it, but he casts it in. In this game coming down to the wire, the last meeting between these two teams a year ago in Huron, and the Raiders came out with a victory by 2 points, 47-45. Now another meeting a year later, and it's going to come down to the wire. Yeah, it might come down to we've kind of harped maybe a little too much, about offensive shooting and big time rebounds. And I said this in the pregame, and I think it's going to come down to who's going to get that big time rebound. That last free throw shot. Opportunity for the Raiders. They needed a big rebound there. What happened? The Huron Tigers got it. They got back down here, another possession, and they get that 3-point play. How different had the Raiders got the rebound? Minka Hawley will trigger it in. They go to Segrist. Segrist now. And the ball is going to be stolen by Bodie. He puts up the shot. No good. A battle for the rebound. There's players hitting the deck.
And we're going to get a timeout. And, man, I hate to sound like a prognosticator, but the big-time rebound. The defense was there, but then the rebound comes in. Everyone's fighting for it. Nobody can grab a handle on it. Finally, Huron grabs it, and Coach Budnick says, give me a timeout. I'm down by 1. I need 12 seconds to work one play. 12 seconds remaining. The Raiders lead 52-51. They had the basketball for a moment. It was stolen by number 12, Gavin Moding. He misses the shot, scramble for the loose ball. It was a timeout called for by the Huron Tigers. So they will have it, underneath their own basket? Yeah, it's going to be underneath the basket again, just like it was last time. Now, last time, the last 2 inbounds under the basket, they ran a little 4 high. Everyone lines up along that free throw line, and then you make a run. Usually you get a cutter coming down who uses the screen. They'll come down underneath, try to get an opportunity. The Raiders need to be able to protect that. So, protect the paint. Force the ball to the outside. It doesn't matter if they shoot a 2 or a 3. Okay, if they make it, you're going to lose the game. Okay, so make them force the toughest shot you can inside. And then they're going to run 4 corners here. Usually players cutting across from one side to another. Dylan Lichty will trigger it in from the left baseline. Trying to get the ball in. He overthrows Ryland Zabowski. It goes out of bounds. And I believe the Raiders come away with it. Yep, they are. The ball was well overthrown. We didn't have quite the angle. We're not courtside like we are over at Howard Naws Gymnasium. But, yeah, the ball just over the top. And are they going to talk about the tip? Yep, I don't think there was any question. I think the Huron Tigers wanted to tip. There's the ball in the he was out of bounds. Holly was stepping out of bounds. Out of bounds. He did not talk to the official about that, but he was clearly not in bounds. He has to establish himself in bounds. He said, I had 1 foot in, and D'Amico Rodriguez said, no, you didn't. So they get the ball into Segrist, and then it gets tapped, and Minka Holly tries to grab it, but he's stepping out of bounds. Yeah, he needs to get in. He's done that before where he doesn't get in bounds right away. And Dawson Rogers now drives the right baseline. We're going to get a foul. That will be on Mandinko Holly. His first 18 foul at the free throw line is Dawson Rogers, and he is shooting the one-on-one. And Mandinko Holly, he was just lazy with his footwork. He had him down here. It wasn't a quick drive. I think he's athletic enough to keep him and force him along the baseline, but he just didn't move his feet quick enough, ended up on the backside of him, and shoved him out of bounds. So Dawson Rogers is 4 of 5 from the free throw line this afternoon. The Raiders lead 52-51. A chance to tie right now. The shot is so good. Segrist grabs the rebound, and it was a lane violation against the Tigers, so it will be Raider basketball. Wow, what a finish. Yeah, we're still not over. No, we're not over yet. We're going to get a timeout again. Obviously, to start with, the Huron Tigers, they're going to try to go for a steal, deny the inbounds down here. Now, they have to be aware of the full court pass. That's a very common one. You'll get everybody up here in this back court. They're all fighting for it, and then you get a guy that just shoots down the end, and he does a full court chuck. I imagine the Raiders are going to do that. Hopefully they get a guy open. I don't know. They don't have the quarterback here playing basketball this year, but either way, you need a big time. You want the ball down to the other end, because if they get a steal right here in the Raiders' backcourt, the front court of Huron, then they're going to get an easy opportunity, much like they did when Daler got the ball inbound. 5.1 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 52-51. The Raiders lead by 1 on the State Farm scoreboard. So it's going to be screen, and then a player's going to take off. Tyler Portlock will trigger it in from the right baseline. Gets the ball in. It goes to Caden Dowling. And he is fouled immediately. Now we're down to 3.8 seconds, but we go back to the other end to shoot 2 free throws. And, of course, Dowling's quick enough. He starts out on the free throw line, comes right in, so he's quick enough to get away. He just needs to be able to catch the ball, and he does. Boy, that's quieted down really quick. You got quiet real fast. Yeah, really fast. Huge free throws coming up here for Dowling. He's a perfect 4 for 4 in this ball game. Make that 5 for 5. Still only a 1-possession game.
So Coach Budenhagen's got that one timeout tucked in his pocket. He's going to use it. Second free throw coming up for Caden Dowling. Here's the free throw. It is good. Yep, and here comes that timeout again. He's got to talk about it. He's got to set up the big play. The big play is this. They got to get it inbound. He's got to see first. He's got to see what the Raiders do. The thing is, he doesn't have another timeout to work with. But he's got to see what the Raiders do. So he's got to talk to his team about both sets here. Are the Raiders going to put some pressure up front? You obviously don't want an easy full-court pass. You don't want the ball down here with no time on the clock. So the Raiders want them to inbound the ball in front of their bench and work the ball down here. But you don't want to give them an easy free run where they get a couple quick passes and get an easy shot in the Huron Tigers front court. So there's going to have to be some sort of pressure right about mid-court line and in, but there's going to have to be plenty of pressure down here. You would love for them to throw a long pass that you can get like a, quote, defensive back to get over there and defend it well. But you also want them to inbound the ball early on and have them work the ball up to take that time off that clock. Both teams come out of the huddle. They take the floor. 3.8 seconds remaining. And again, I'm surprised at how close the Raiders are playing. And thanks for watching on GoRaidersLive.com. Watching the stream this afternoon, coming down to the wire. Dawson Rogers gets the ball in. It's thrown just up in the air, knocked out of bounds by Minka Hawley. Yeah, it was. That's not what they wanted at all. You wanted a possession, not a tap out. So barely any time runs off the clock, and now they got an opportunity here. Still enough time. They're in the front court now with 2.9 seconds remaining, and nobody has any timeouts. Blake Elwine will get the ball in. The ball is loose. It goes out of bounds again. Last touch by Hawley as they tried to get it to Zavetsky. That was close. Minka Hawley knocks it out. It hits Zavetsky's leg and then hits Hawley's leg going out. We're down to 1.1 seconds. Blake Elwine will trigger it in, the 6'6 freshman. Gets the ball into Davis. Davis puts up the three at the buzzer. It's no good. And the Raiders get the victory this afternoon. Wow, a great job again. The Raiders, they guarded the paint really well, forced that ball to the outside. Davis hit 3 big threes in the first quarter yesterday against the Cowboys. Couldn't get the big one today. The Raiders pick up their 4th win of the season. They improved to 4-8. As they defeat the Huron Tigers this afternoon, 54-51. That's the 2nd straight regular season win now for the Raiders. They beat them last year in Huron. Now they get the win here at home. So again, the final score on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Rapid City Stevens 54, Huron 51. We're going to take a break. We'll return in 1 minute with our post-game show right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Dakota High School basketball on Fox Sports Rapid City. Presented by Black Hills Surgical Hospital Sports Medicine. And powered by the Rehab Doctors.
Now we want to welcome you back here to Carroll Higher Gymnasium here on the campus of Rapid City Stevens High School with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham. Welcome to the Pioneer Bank & Trust postgame show. Pioneer Bank & Trust is proud to support high school sports, and they want to be your trusted local partner for all of your banking needs. Pioneer Bank & Trust is local. Visit them at pioneerbankandtrust.com. Another great finish by the Raiders for the 2nd straight year against the Huron Tigers.
Last year, they beat the Tigers by 2 on the road. This year, the Raiders get the win 54-51. Again, sometimes, Dean, it wasn't pretty at times for either of these teams. For the Raiders, though, they fought hard throughout the ball game, and they get the 3-point victory, now improved to 4-8 on the season.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard-fought game. It was probably I would say much more, but I really want to say the most, at least of the games that we've had, the most complete game I have seen them play. They battled, they went through the adversity, because this Huron Tiger team played hard, they ran the court well, but the Raiders responded. They made it very interesting down here. You had an opportunity, 3 point, however many seconds left down there, and all you got to do is get them to inbound the ball and take a shot at, mid-court or wherever like that. Instead, it gets down here, the ball's knocked out of bounds a 3 times, and they had to defend, and you pointed this out on the pregame show. Their defense is really what's kind of carried them this year as far as denying points for the other team. And so I did a good job of that. Again, put things together. They got a little bit of offense together. It wasn't just Daylor like it's been the last couple of games that we've seen. The rest of the team kind of helped step up and make it more of a complete team type of win today, so they can really kind of give themselves some high fives for that.
The Raiders had 3 players score in double figures, led by Daylor Segrist with 13 points. But one stat that really stands out, we talked about how hard they crashed the boards in this ball game. The Raiders out-rebounded the Tigers 49-27 with Nash Sobczak grabbing 12 rebounds this afternoon.
Yeah, it definitely, poor rebounding, unfortunately, for the Huron Tigers. Poor shooting, which, translates into those elevated rebounding stats. But the big rebounds, we talked about high-quality rebounds. There's still maybe a little issues there, but each team had it. We had you needed a big one here, and the offense got one. The Raiders got one down there at the other end, and then we came down here, and the Raiders needed a big one, and Huron got a big one down here a couple of times. And so it was definitely 2 teams fought really hard, but the Raiders, I think, just put a more complete game together than the Huron Tigers and got the win.
Let's break down the scoring. First, for the Raiders, they were led by Daylor Segrist, like I said, with 13 points. We had 11 points for Caden Dowling, and 7 of his points came in that pivotal fourth quarter when he knocked down 6 of 6 free throws to help the Raiders get the win. Also, 10 points for Minka Hawley off the bench, so a nice game for the 6'2 sophomore this afternoon. We had 6 points for Ethan Pisley on 2 big three-pointers. Nash Sobczak finishes with just 5 points, but again, he was just, played terrific on the defensive side of the ball, grabs 12 rebounds this afternoon, but Sobczak with 5 points on the afternoon, 2 points for Hayden Gephardt, and 1 for Caleb Brooks. For the Huron Tigers, it's Rylan Zaveski, again, averaging 24.2 points per game. He finishes with a team-high 26 points this afternoon. But you look at the rest of the Tigers, really no one contributing a lot in that scoring column. They had 6 points from C.J. Gainey, Blake Elwine, and also Gavin Moding, each with 4. I guess 8 points from Dawson Rogers. He came off the bench for 8 points, and 3 points for Mason Davis. Just held to that one lone three-pointer in the first half. Shooting-wise, the Tigers hit 31% total field goal percentage, while the Raiders, they did struggle. They shot 28.3%.
Right, but it sure helps when you get those extra rebounds, those extra opportunities to get there. But how about from downtown, the Huron Tigers went 6 of 25. So they were launching it quite a bit. The Raiders, not nearly as much. I mean, they got this is kind of a high stat for the Raiders, kind of surprisingly. They shot 22 times from downtown, only 5 of 22. So low shooting percentages from downtown, inside the paint, kind of all over for both teams. But like you said, getting after the ball and playing tough D and getting some highly effective rebounds, the Raiders did what they need to do to get the win.
So the Raiders get the win over the Huron Tigers in boys basketball action. 54-51 is the final. The Tigers dropped to 4-7 on the season, while Rapid City Stevens boys improved to 4-8. Up next for the Huron Tigers, they will be on the road next Tuesday. They go to Sioux Falls Roosevelt before they entertain Spearfish and Sturgis next Friday and Saturday. For the Rapid City Stevens boys now, I believe they have the week off until next weekend, when they will be at O'Gorman on Friday night and then at Brandon Valley next Saturday. So, again, they have the rest of the week to prepare, taking on O'Gorman and Brandon Valley.
Boy, and playing a struggling O'Gorman team. I don't know if I would want to go over to Sioux Falls and play the O'Gorman Knights right now. I think they got a win here just recently, but it's been kind of few and far between, unfortunately, which is we've said this before, way uncharacteristic for an O'Gorman Knight team. So they're going to be really seething to try to come up with a couple of big wins as both the Cobblers and Raiders travel over there this next weekend. Yep, it'll be doubleheaders both days on Friday and Saturday as they take on O'Gorman and Brandon Valley. Again, you're listening to the Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show right here on Fox Sports Rapid City, as Rapid City Stevens gets the win over Huron in boys basketball. 54-51 is your final. We'll step aside for 1 minute. When we return, we'll wrap things up with our Highmark highlight of the game and the player of the game, like I said, in 1 minute, right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and online at foxsportsrapidcity.com.